movies on this movie review channel? I know, that's just bonkers. One of my favorite movies of all time, one of my favorite superhero movies, one of my favorite comic book movies, one of my favorite Marvel, non-Marvel Studios movies, and that is the first Spider-Man film released in 2002, directed by Sam Raimi.
The Amazing Spider-Man!
My name's the Human Spider.
I don't care, get out there.
No, he got my name wrong.
Get
you gotta
out
tell
there,
him.
you moron.
I guess you really gotta hand it to Stan Lee. He's the guy that really wanted to push Marvel and their characters and sort of concepts and comic books into different forms of media. It seemed like a good business decision, and I think it paid off in more ways than one.
Hey man, make love, not war!
One of the most popular characters to emerge in other forms of media was indeed, of course, your friend and mine, The Amazing Spider-Man. By the time I came around, there was a Spider-Man 60s cartoon that everyone liked, and even the comic was very popular, so by the time I figured out who this character was and was introduced to the concept of, the literary concept of the superhero, you knew who Spider-Man was at a very young age, if you were my age currently. Late 20s. Most notably, there was a 90s cartoon that aired on Fox Kids that I enjoyed watching. I don't know if it's any good now, but it was entertaining! And by the time the movie came out, I don't remember when I heard about it. The earliest memory I have of the first Sam Raimi movie was we had friends, or rather, kids whose parents were friends of our parents, who were homeschooled. They mentioned seeing Spider-Man in theaters, and we were sort of lamenting the fact because, oh, it's PG-13 and we're just a bunch of dorky kids. I was enraptured by it. Spider-Man really appealed to me, and he just might be one of the most perfect science fiction fantasy characters created in the last 50 years. And this first movie is like the best introduction one could have, and it was for many a people. Come to think of it, the cartoons didn't really go into a whole lot of like the origin story. Just like the radioactive spider thing, but not like the Uncle Ben thing, which I think is just as important, if not more. And after that, I became enraptured with the character and this film series. I like the first movie, I like the second movie, the third movie's okay, but I still like. And I like a lot of the things Spider-Man, just like with other properties and characters, even though when they're not good all the time, I can still enjoy them and get something out of them, even though I remain to be critical. I would say Spider-Man 2 is probably one of the better movies featuring the character, and it totally is, but Spider-Man 1 is just as good. Okay, it's not as refined, but I still think it's pretty solid. At that point, I don't think anybody in my family or circle of friends could tell you who Sam Raimi was, but didn't matter. And he wanted to do the story justice, even though he totally didn't have to, and he totally didn't have to be that person in order to make a good movie or make a good representation of that character. But he did, and it worked out. I like it. It has colors, and it's pretty neat. It has a superhero origin story, it has a villain origin story, it's well done. It's its own style, and feels authentic. The characters and the drama feel authentic. And just like Richard Donner making people in 1978 believe that a man could fly, you can believe a teen can swing. But it really articulated the drama and the humanity of the character with its interpersonal conflict, and I really do enjoy it. Tobey Maguire is a pretty solid Peter Parker, and not a bad Spider-Man to boot. I think the appeal from this character is that it's an articulation of the Clark Kent character. You're just a dweeb trying to do good at the end of the day, no matter how frustrating it might seem. And all the other actors are great. Rosemary Harris and Phil Robertson? No, Phil, I forget his name. Let me look it up. I'm at a computer. Cliff Robertson. Okay, good. Prepare to hear the "with great power" line over and over again, though. But hey, you know. I will say this about William Dafoe. I think he's one of the most strongest This is a really good villain performance, and it's a little different from the comic, but I think it works and it's solid, and there's complexity and believability here, and I enjoy it. And plus, it's William Dafoe hamming it up. It's definitely one of my more favorite villain performances. Yes, some of the things about the movie make it dated, like it feels very early 2000s. Do you know who this singer is? I don't. And some of the effects haven't aged all that well, but there's still lines I remember. There are characters that I remember. J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson, of course. Maybe there's a reason that Marvel kept him around after the third movie. This is a really solid first movie. The only thing I would complain about is, like, a legitimate complaint was that the romance feels a little bit one-sided, which is really weird. I don't know. Can we give some more personality or something else to the Mary Jane character? No? Okay. I feel weird. Kirsten Dunst makes me feel weird, and not in the right way. Sometimes in the right way, but not enough. But yeah, the first Spider-Man movie is a very solid little introduction to the character, and I think a lot of it works. I think I would put it near the top in my top 5 Spider-Man movies thus far, and they're going to be making more, so I think it'll probably be there for a while.
God bless you, Spider-Man. Bless you.
So, hey, that was this first introduction to just me talking about a random movie. When I was doing the Maximum Fandom Friday segments, I was thinking to myself, why can't I just do this with movies? So, here it is. What did you think of it? Do you like it? Do you hate my face? Do you hate my voice? Leave a comment down below. Like, subscribe, whatever. I would love for you to do that, please. And, I guess we'll catch you later. This was fun. I enjoyed doing this sort of unscripted sort of thing. So even though I said movie good, so hey, I'm Maximum Austin. Until next time, always remember to keep being confident, and you enjoy your day.